Hi guys, quick video on this activity here, which is basically adding rendering realism to the iPhone model. So I've given you this blank model on Teams. You have this guide on Teams, this digital guide, and you should also have this home screen decal. Basically these three files here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into it, but just before we go straight into it, I'll actually just mention what we're going to do today. We're going to apply materials, a material to multiple features and surfaces and stuff like that. We're going to use a scene or an environment or a background. We're going to use a decal, which is basically this image here of the home screen. And we're going to do a photorealistic 3D image of the camera, okay? So first thing is first, I'll just go into SolidWorks. There it is, there's my model there. Okay, it's completely grey. And the first material that we'll put on is, so step 5, black high gloss platform. Okay. So I'll just explain that here. So to access our appearances, this is the way I always do it. There's a couple of ways. I hit this colored globe at the side and I'm looking for plastic. So go to it, make sure appearances is open, plastic, high gloss plastic, and we're looking for black. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag this anywhere onto the object, and 4 options come up. Okay, the first 4, I don't really use these 2 here, but these first 4 are important. So the first one there is to put it onto the whole iPhone blank. Okay, if you notice up at the top of the screen, that's what the file is called. It's called iPhone blank. Okay, so it'll put it onto the whole model, that's fine. The second one then, and there's no difference here at the moment because it's putting it onto that body. So I've kind of placed it on the screen there where it's gone orange, and so I'm placing it onto that body there. Now the thing here is that it's all just one body anyway. Even the buttons at the side, all the cuts, it's all just one body. So if we remember when we do it, we say an extrude boss base, we can tick a little box to say merge result. That's what's happened there with the we would say the little buttons at the side. They've been merged to it. It's like they've been welded to it. So it's just one continuous body. If I didn't merge the result, the 3 buttons on the side would be 3 separate bodies, and they wouldn't get colored black. Only the main body here would be black. The next one then is the feature. So the screen was a cutout and it was an extruded cut, so it's only applying it here to that feature, that 3D feature that was up here. It was an extruded cut. Okay, if I go and do it now to say one of the fillets here and go to the feature, you'll see it's only doing to that feature that those fillets were created with. And then the last one then is to just apply it to a face. So you can see it there, it's not doing it to the whole fillet all the way around, it's just doing it to that face. If I was to do it now on, we'll say here, drop it there and select the face, it's only doing that face there rather than the whole body. It actually does work out to be the same there, coincidentally. So I'll just zoom in here, I'll try that face one again with something else. I'll just put it onto that surface there. There's the feature that was used, it's called dome. We haven't used it yet, but if I just apply it to the face, look at the difference. It's just to the face, that kind of curved surface that I just dropped it on, it's only putting it on there. So what we're going to do is just put it onto the whole body, or the whole part. We'll just do the body, okay? Simple as that. The next thing then is to apply polished silver, which is a metal. We want to put it onto onto all of these things here. So control button, power button, mute button, volume control, volume space, fillet volume. So I hope I can get all these in one go. So what we'll do is we'll hold control for this here. So control button, I'm holding control on the keyboard. I might need this guide open at the same time here. So control button. There's 2 control buttons there. Power button, mute button, volume control. Don't want to tick that one there. So if I had a printout beside me here, if this would make things a lot easier. Control button, power button, mute button, volume control, volume space, fillet volume. So volume space, fillet volume. Volume button 2, fillet, connection port 2. And connection port 2. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should have 9 things selected there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's something that there's 2 control buttons there for some reason. I'm not sure which is which in the feature manager. I'll just select both of them. Okay. Now I have them all selected, so if I go to my globe now, so remember I held down control to get all these ones here on the left, so they're all selected, you can see them on the screen there, and I go now to, I think it was polished silver metal, scroll down to silver, and double click polished silver, so I don't need to drag, I can just double click. Okay, so if we just zoom around there, you can see that it's been put onto all those things there individually. Okay. The next thing then is we're going to, on the where is it, the speaker here, I think that's it there. No, that's a button. There's a speaker somewhere, so let me just maximize this again. So we're putting it onto the speaker, which is under, there's one at the bottom and one at the earpiece, and we're going to put fabric carpet color 4 on the speaker and the earpiece. So if I just want to find speaker and earpiece here, so there's earpiece, and then speaker, see if you can find speaker, there's speaker there, holding control. So now the two of them are selected, I'll just double check that, earpiece and speaker. We're going to fabric, so close metal, and the fabric, carpet, it's carpet color 4, okay, so I'm just going to double click that, and you can see there's kind of a carpet effect on it there, and there's the other one in there. Okay, back to an isometric view. Next thing, so we're going to apply, so that's all the materials on it. Now it didn't actually get that fillet there for me, so I must have missed the fillet. So let me see what that is. So in the design tree, that's top face fillet. Did I miss that from the guide? Top face fillet. I must have missed one there. So anyway, whatever. So if I just click that there, right click on it and go to copy appearance, and now go to the fillet, right click on it and go to paste appearance, and I want to get it on top face fillet like so. Not just the face, I want to get the whole fillet all the way around. So I think that should be it there. That's all our materials on. Now what we're going to do is put a decal on it. A decal is basically an image that we can take off the internet, a JPEG, and we can put it on something. So obviously I couldn't draw a home screen, so I'm going to put it on the as an image on that there. So what I'll do there is I will go to up the top. So we're going to the colored globe over here in the feature manager, the design tree. And this, you have our appearances here, so you can see a record of all the appearances that I have on. So I can go back in and I can change them. If I even want to change the color of the high gloss plastic, I can mess around with color. So right click, I can remove it as well if I want, but I'm going to edit that there. And I'm going to just put something weird on it. I'm going to do a pink, type of pink. So mapping or advanced carpet color. So it's not letting me edit that there for some reason. That's weird. So if I right click a high gloss plastic, usually it brings up a color palette. Basic. Yeah, there's our color palette there. So you can see what we could do with that there. I don't want to do that though. I'm going to leave that as it is. Anyway, we're into the second option here, decals. Now, there's no decals here, so I'm going to right click in the gray area and I'm going to add a decal. And I need to browse for it. So remember that decal we had. I have it in a folder on my desktop called iPhone. And we're looking for home screen decal. Open. Now, we have two buttons here, mapping and illumination and image. Sorry, three buttons. I'm in the image one here. So the only thing we need to collect here, do this every time. Click use decal alpha image channel. Always click that one. Okay. Then I want to go to the mapping tab. And I want to go to a plan view of it, so a top view looking down. So that's this one here. So we're looking straight down on it. And what I want to do is, so it wants to know where I want to place the decal now. So I want to place it on that face there. Okay. In mapping, I want projection, so it's going to project it. So it's kind of self-explanatory. But the second one here, I want to match it to the current view. And what I want to do then is rotate it 270 degrees. You can drag the little orange disc there or whatever, but I prefer to type in, if I know the angle, I prefer to do it that way. Okay. Now what I can do is I can drag it. So I'm going to sugar there. Hold on. Bring it back to 270. I can drag it up to the top left corner of the screen, and the top to the bottom right corner. I'm going to drag it to resize it like so. So I'm happy enough with that. Green tick. And that's pretty much it done. So it looks more real now and looks better than it was earlier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a scene, I think is the next step. So that's the decal explained. Grand. We're going to add a scene called 3-point blue. So we go to the appearances sidebar again, and I'm going to close up appearances, and I'm going to go to scenes, and I think it's basic, and we're going to go 3-point blue. So just double click that. You can drag it out. Double click, and it gives it kind of a blue environment. It just makes it look a little bit better, rather than just a grey, boring old grey background. Okay. And it looks a lot better when we render it. Now, number 4, we're going to do the photorealistic image, and that's pretty much it. After that, we're finished the whole thing. So it's really easy to do this. So first and foremost, I would select the view that you want of the photorealistic image, the angle, etc. And we're looking for a tab here called Render Tools, which is not there. So we have to go to SolidWorks add-ins first, Photo View 360, and a little tab is going to open up here called Render Tools. So click into that, go to Options, and the only thing I'm going to change here is I'm not going to do a final render, I'm going to do a preview render, and I'm going to just go to best. My tablet, laptop mightn't be strong enough, the graphic card in it, so I'm just going to try better. Okay, I'm going to go low with it. Okay, the higher you go, the longer it takes, but the better it looks, kind of, you know. So I'm going to green tick that, and I'm going to open up preview window, and this comes up every time I want to turn perspective view on. At the moment, it's just standard kind of isometric, front view, side view, orthographic, but we need to make it look more real. If you remember last year, we done perspective views. It's at the further something is away from it, the lines, parallel lines start to narrow and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just turn that on. Now it could take a while for this little window to pop open. There it is there. I'm going to allow access if it asks you that. Always allow access. Maximize the screen. So what it's doing here is it's going to start generating the view that I had there, but in a realistic form. It's going to do that. You can see now it looks a bit more, you can see the perspective aspect of it taking effect. So the two most outer lines there, if we were to continue on, they would merge at a point, which would be a vanishing point. That wasn't the case a second ago when it was turned off, the perspective view. So if we have a look at this here, you can see now it looks a lot more real. My update, it's on 50%, so that's just going to take a while to do. If you have things like glass in it, it can be quite intensive. It takes a long time for it to do because the glass material itself and then what's underneath it has to be both rendered. Anything that has a shiny chrome effect can take a little while as well. So we had the polished silver and the high gloss plastic, so that's why this is taking a little bit longer. It's on 94% now. Basically what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to save it in a second when it gets to 100%. And I'm going to go and get myself a new view, a different angle, maybe a zoomed in angle, maybe in the buttons or something like that. So we're on 96.7%. So what I'll do there is I'm going to save that. Just imagine it got to 100% there. Save it as iPhone render 1. Save it in your folder. So I already have one there called iPhone render. I'll just reset that, place it. Then what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go back into SolidWorks and I'm going to zoom in on a couple of buttons there. And we'll see what it's doing now. It's updating it. And you can see it's taking in the reflection of that kind of blue background into the polished silver, which is great. You can see the kind of carpet effect there that we have for the earpiece. And I'm on 50% now, so it's just doing its thing. So what I'll do is I'll just pause the video and let it get to 100% and you can see the difference. So there, you can see it's a bit better now. I'm still on 99%, so it's nearly there. So I'm just going to save that as iPhone render. I'm just going to change that to 2 there. Okay, saves me typing it in. And that's pretty much it. You can do as many of them as you want. Obviously, we'll get a bit more into it towards the end of the project and stuff like that. But that's just the basics now of how we apply appearances, materials, add an environment, add a decal, and to take a photorealistic image. Okay, I'm going to upload that now onto YouTube, and it'll be available on Teams. So it's already available, seeing as you're watching this. Thanks, lads.